passion, not trying to get you gassed up. I promise I ain't
Hello,
gassed up.
and welcome to the
Last
Super
time to
Business
the gas
Women
station
Show on
crack.
Intellectual Radio. I am your girl, CEO Alexi, giving all things couture, and I am joined here today with my lovely co host.
Hey, great big world out there. How y'all doing? This is Shavana, your accountant. What's going on, CEO Lexi? How are you?
I'm fantastic. I see you're festive with the reindeers today, so we're getting ready for the holidays.
Yeah, that's just festive. I'm gonna just stick with
Just festive.
festive.
You're
Yeah,
festive.
yeah. I ain't doing no shopping.
No shopping. None.
No, not this year.
Hey, you
No.
know what? You the money lady, so maybe that's we need to take that advice too and put that in my notes. Saving money this Christmas with Shavana.
I opened my mailbox and got all my Christmas gifts, and it was the phone bill, the gas bill, the light bill.
The gifts that keep on taking instead of giving, huh?
Yeah, that part. So, we just gonna be festive. That's what we're gonna do this year. And just hope everyone has a safe holiday. Again, remembering those who have left and went before us and just embracing family and loved ones. And of course, everyone loves to open gifts and eat that good old home cooked food.
I feel like you should be eating good home cooked food all the time, but that might just be like the tourist placements in me because I like to cook and I like to eat. But I definitely want to say we want to wish our listeners happy holidays, and also to kind of piggyback off what you said, definitely want to send out prayers of comfort to those grieving the loss of loved ones this holiday season. We know it can be difficult, but definitely, try to find some comfort in something. I understand.
Yes, I understand all too well. And also laughter. Laughter is good for the soul. And when you sitting back and you with good energy, good food, good people, the music is right.
Yeah.
Um, we don't even put some liquor on the table and get a spades or a dominoes game going. And that's just something to just hold on to, because that you'll never forget. You'll never let that go. And memories are such a big part of us that I think sometimes we take that for granted and we forget. So yeah, just again, our listeners, please enjoy your holiday. Be safe, be festive, of course, and save money as well.
Apparently, are you gonna be cooking at least?
Well, see, I cook every
Oh,
every day, so I gotta eat. Can't you tell, girl? Do I look like I done missed a meal?
I'm just asking because I was gonna come by. I
You,
just was
you can,
seeing.
you can,
Was it gonna be something on that stove?
you are more than welcome to stop by. I will have you any day because your meal is the easiest meal to cook.
Yeah, I get that. It can be. I get that.
Yeah, your meal is the like I can make like maybe 6 to 7 dishes for you alone in about an hour.
Just give her a bowl of lettuce and carrots. She's fine. You gotta feed me like the reindeers, guys.
and
It's okay.
and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting your vegetable intake. Maybe I need to take in a little more vegetables, huh?
It's got to be a healthy balance. I think with everything in life, I always go back to that. As long as it's a healthy balance. I did have some stuff to announce and talk about, but I'm going to have to wait until after we come back from our break to talk about that a little bit later on.
Ooh, I want to know what it is.
But I also will be saying this. I'm going to be talking about ISRCs. So, my segment today, I'll be talking about quite a few different acronyms in the music industry. And if you guys forgot for some silly reason, I am the CEO of Couture Music Management, a music executive. I manage music, not people, marketing and branding specialist, and I do media and radio apparently too. So, you
And a
guys,
very good job. A very good job at it, I must say.
thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem.
So I have to skip past that part, but I will be talking about ISRCs, and my segment is called WTFR ISRCs.
So is that like a whole acronym for one word or
No, the WTF stands for what? stands for,
Okay.
but R is the word ARE, and then ISRCs.
Okay.
So ISRCs is what I'm going to be talking about, because I actually, and I meant to tell you guys, because I changed my topic last minute. And the reason being is because my original topic was more of like a think piece, and I kind of felt like it was more opinion based, and I wanted to give you guys some real gems and some real music industry facts and some information that I know would definitely be helpful to um, music industry people, musicians, independent labels, or anybody listening that just wants to learn something new. So,
I'm with learning something new
absolutely.
because I like music. So, this will give me like that background into just a musician's world because I'm not a part of it. I know nothing about it.
It's, and you know what? When I started in music, because I was, 13 when well, 12, 13 when I started writing music. When I started in music, I had no idea. And I don't think anyone really does, unless that's just like what you go into just straight going into business and learning that aspect.
Hmm.
I had no idea the proper way to put out music, protecting your music, protecting your name, your brand, just the whole entire process. And it's a book that I'm writing.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. No.
Also, like when you look at some of the old shows like The Temptations and you see music shows like this, you see what those artists kind of went through. And so you kind of feel sorry for, what goes on because so many artists do not get the recognition that they're supposed to get. And from a person that just listens to music and goes support the music, we don't think about that. So like I definitely learn about music. And sometimes when I leave and I go home and listen to the radio, I be like, CEO Lexi taught me this. Now I don't know if I'm gonna remember it, but for that moment, I was excited. I was
Yeah.
very excited.
I think a lot of the changes in music that have been happening and that are coming about is really good for artists. I am honestly, one of my main things and my passion, and I would even just say my assignment here on this earth is absolutely to protect my fellow creatives and empower and educate them on how to become successful as a musician or record label, and knowing the stories from all the iconic musicians and what they went through, and just even now what people go through, trying to get out of contracts and things like that. Everything has just been falling into place for me to, like, I have all this information as a business, I have all this information as a union member, and it now just all makes sense. And it's really an honor to be able to be that person for artists, because a lot of people do get into certain businesses, and especially in music, and they see a way to make money, and they become predatory on artists, and it's usually not people that are artists. And there are some people that are artists and still do it, um, but for me, like, as a creative, I couldn't imagine trying to take somebody else's work, because that's, if that happened to me, I would cry forever.
Right. And seeing that happens and you want to protect your people, this is going to be another way for you to bring your people over to anointed accounting because we can get them on the straight and narrow path to know their finances. It's okay to know you're wealthy or you're well off, but do you know to what degree, to what extent? Do you know what this means for you? How are you protecting this? How are you trying to invest? What are you trying to save? Are you aware of generational wealth? And, you know, that's what we can educate your current and future musicians that come through. And I can also get autographs. So this is like a two-way street. I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
Sounds like a win-win to me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna I got some juicy stuff to talk about today.
Do you? What do you got going
Yes.
on?
Oh wow. So again, it's this thing with W-2s. People are so curious. Are we gonna get them electronically? Are we gonna get them when we get our first paycheck? Oh, can I just come into the tax office and file my taxes with my last paycheck stub? And we're going to talk about the exemption for 2025. We're going to talk about the earned income credit. And, I've also had some questions with people wanting to know about business entities and company formation and what type of business should they open up and what would be best for them and what would protect them. And it's just so much, so much. And again, it just starts from the foundation of what time it is. Time is moving. Like it was just the first of the month and look at where we are now. So I just cannot not stress enough. Please contact your payroll department, contact your HR department. Let them know if you've relocated. Give them updated information. That email address is so important. If you've got another email address or have had troubles with your email address, update that contact information. That's so important. A lot of companies now have it where you have an online portal. Log into that portal, talk to someone so you don't get lost in transit. And that's I think that's enough to take us till next week. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, definitely exciting. It sounds like you got to give us a whole lot of gems. And like I said, we love to give y'all the business gems.
Mm.
I also, speaking of business gems, can I get into my events real quick? Because I have some events to talk about.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's talk about every Monday from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Come on out to the Kick It spot for spades, games, and shots at Bixby Bar, 22315 Central Park Avenue in Park Forest, Illinois. They have a free birthday parties and half off hookahs, and the sounds are by Shy Bliss, the crown holder. So that's every Monday night, 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. at Bixby's Bar. And the next event is going to be Tuesday, December 24th. It is the 9th year anniversary of My Radio Chicago at the Kinfolks Christmas Kickback. That will be at the Linger Martini Bar from 7 p.m. to 12 a.m. at 4142 West 167th Street in Oak Forest, Illinois. And of course, sounds are provided by Shy Bliss, the crown holder. If you guys are catching a pattern here. The next event and the last event for 2024 will be on Tuesday, December 31st from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. And that is the NYE After Party 2025 at Innovation Chicago. They'll be having drunk karaoke, food vendors, and of course, sounds will be provided by Shy Bliss, the crown holder.
Like those are going to be some amazing events. Come on out. But my first love, you said a spades game.
Yeah.
So like I need you to text me that information, and I want it via email, and I want it when we go on commercial break. Like I just need to make sure I have it all the way around. Cause didn't I just say something about a spades or a dominoes game? Didn't I just say, see, look.
I'm going to actually send you the flyer and I'll give you my postie because look, well, I might have to, well, no, I'm good on announcing. I got it out the way. But I do want to say we're going to take a quick music break and then we will get into my segment.
Yeah, Great Big World. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Let me take you on this sweet escape. Maybe me and you can just get away. Yeah. You can have your way. We got all day to see this magic play. Yeah. Sweet escape. Maybe me and you can just get away. Yeah. You can have your way. We got all day to see this magic play. Baby, gonna take a seat. You can talk until you deep while rubbing on your feet. In your moments, have on and open up, baby. Let me know your passion. I tryna get you gassed up. I promise I ain't guessing. I don't know plan time to as gas leads to crashing, and I ain't tryna crash. I don't focus on these women. I be focused on my bag, but I see something in you that I ain't never had. I'm focused on your I focused on your back, trying to see if we compatible. I pick up where you lack. I always speak the facts. I got no time for tick for tack. I'm just trying to chill and vibe. How about we chill and vibe? Before I get into your soul, it's time to get into your mind. Digging deep into your gold, I feel that lotus in your spine. Everything will be fine if we just take our time and wait for that sacred sign. Before I enter your universe, wanna make sure it's aligned. You being fine is a plus, but can you assist my grinding? Are you out the line? What would you eat if we go down? You having good health gives me a peace of mind. I will take you on this sweet escape. Maybe me and you can just get away. Yeah, you can have your way. You got all day to see this magic play. Yeah. Sweet escape, maybe me and you can just get away. Yeah. You can have your way. We got all day to see this magic play. One thing is, can you be my peace? Do you think about your business? Are you thinking about the streets? Yeah, it's time to stack some millions, so come on and stack with me. Nothing in this life is free, so I don't expect you'll be. It's gonna take a lot of effort, but that's gonna come easy. Long as you love yourself and you don't really need me. You just like what you see, you like what you feel. You like that I'm me, and you like I keep it real. Before we make it happen, girl, we need to make a deal. Are you looking for a snack or are you looking for a meal? Right now I wanna chill, just vibe with you a little. Let it all play out, because I know it's God's will. Sweet escape, maybe you can just get away. Yeah, you can have your way. We got all day to see this magic play. Yeah.
And welcome back to the Super Business Women Show here on Intellectual Radio. Again, it's your girl, CEO Lexi, giving all things couture. And we definitely want to thank you for tuning in to us. You could be listening to anything, but you're listening to us, and we greatly appreciate that. And we are here with my lovely co-hosts.
Hey, great big world out there. This is Shavana from Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services, Inc. How you doing today?
Hi, it's Shar, Love Loans and Lifestyle. Happy Saturday, guys.
Hola, everyone. This is Crystal Lewis here. I'm your real estate advisor.
And we definitely, again, want to thank you for tuning in to the Super Business Women Show. And before I give y'all some couture music business gems, which again, we're going to be going over ISRCs, I want you to. I lost my train of thought there for a second, you guys.
It
Look.
happens.
It's the holidays. I'm thinking about
I
shopping.
really,
too.
well, you know what? I think I already said this part, and then that's why I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense. So before I give you these gems, I actually have some gifts to give out to my lovely co-hosts. If you're listening in, you can head on over to YouTube and search Intellectual Radio and hit that subscribe while you're there. And then go to live, and you can actually see us. If you're driving or at work and you can't tune in to YouTube, you can actually go back and check out the live taping ugh, at any time. And I'll be sure to post the link to my social medias so you guys can have access to that. But again, just go to YouTube, type in Intellectual Radio, hit that live tab, and you'll be able to see our beautiful faces. So I'm going to pass these out really quick. You guys, y'all want to fill in some words?
Lexi, I am honored. Oh my God, and it's in a gift bag.
Oh, look, I think I put them
Oh
in
my
order.
God.
Thank you. Oh my God.
I'm
It's still-
honored too, Lexi.
You know
That's
the
so
tour
sweet.
when you see it.
It's still my
Absolutely.
birthday.
Do you see this?
It's my
Do you
grandson's
see
birthday.
this? Like,
Here's Shars. And
Miss Shar of
Oh,
Lots.
look at this. So
here's
cute.
Crystal.
Thank you
And
so
Hey
much,
guys
Lexi.
in the world, I'm happy.
My
Sharon
lovely
Locke's happy.
real estate lady.
You.
Oh, CEO Lexi.
Look,
Wow. You all out there looking, just look at CEO Lexi Couture passing out gifts. Oh my God. Thank you, honey.
Thank you, Lexi.
you guys are very welcome.
You definitely come get a plate. I'm definitely gonna cook
See?
for you.
Look,
See that
I'm gonna
you
put that in my notes.
the way to my heart is through my mouth and stomach.
I don't know. I don't. Shavana's going to have to bring me dinner. I am not coming to Shavana's house.
I'm gonna need you guys to
Why?
pop them open real
Why?
quick.
Do you remember what
Look,
you told us?
Look, I'm gonna need y'all to come on now with it. Look. Obviously, it's a new boat. So
Aww.
Oh,
my
God, this is
Yes,
gorgeous.
it is.
I can-
Oh,
show
thank you,
me love, show me
Lexi.
you guys gonna have to hug me after the
Charlotte.
show.
Yes. This is gorgeous.
This is
All
too
things
beautiful.
couture. Look at this. It said the
Yes.
Super Women Business Show.
And it has our tag
Oh.
name. Like, look at
Yeah.
this.
That
This
was
is
so
gorgeous.
thoughtful.
It really was.
That was
Oh.
very thoughtful. I need to get my thoughts
We have to
together.
go get. We have
And
to
I
go
have
get
one
wine.
too. So we have matching glasses.
Aw.
So
can we bring them and just like for the
yeah, absolutely.
oh my God.
And shameless plug to everyone out there, Couture Drinkware is handmade custom one-of-one glasses. No two glasses will ever be the same. And you can head on over to my website to see what's left in stock and give the gift of couture this holiday season. And that is www.couturemusicmgmt.com.
I am going to go get 4 bottles of wine after this show.
4 bottles of wine.
4.
Oh,
and
slow
that's
down,
just.
Tonto.
4 bottles
Do you
of
see this
wine.
glass? Do you not see it? Do you not understand it? All things couture.
All things couture.
And-
And she has Shara locked on here.
That's so sweet.
She has the Super Women Business Show.
Yes.
Oh my God. So you showed us up this week. This is
yes.
we forgive you for ignoring us yesterday.
No, and this is the big order.
This is the reason
I
this
just
is the
put it
order.
together. This is the
Yes,
big order.
Yes.
This is the big order. Yes. See,
We had a meeting and Shavana was kind of distant, popping in and out. And
Shavana was
Lexi,
this.
no, I'm sorry,
Lexi.
Lexi. I get
Trying to like
confused.
what?
You know, I'm at a certain age where I mix up names, so you know who I'm talking to. Like I tell my kids. So Lexi was kind of popping in and out. No, Shavana, you were focused, and we were kind of teasing her yesterday, but she was working on our classes.
That's
How
so
amazing!
See,
And I was listening to I actively listened, and then I did tune in, but Shavana had it, so I just was like, hey, I can
Do your thing.
work and listen.
I am so honored and privileged.
I am.
Oh, you were my sugar dove. Oh, I'm touched. It's the glass that counts, and I'm gonna go get some wine.
She said it's the glass that counts.
It's a glass that
Not the
counts.
thought. It's the glass
It's
that
the
counts.
glass.
Look,
Because that glass is gonna last me forever. It's the memory. Yes.
this is what the holidays are about, guys.
Oh
It's about,
wait, no.
you know,
So I'm feeling
Being
some kind of
This
way.
is my second glass from All Things Couture.
it is.
Mind you, that first one did wonders. Yes, if you're listening, please shop with CEO Lexi. She's the bomb.
With All Things Couture, look at my glass.
Thank you.
You guys are very welcome. And
But I should have had another one because you're like my little sister now. So I should have had another glass that says, you know, big sister.
you know what? I was doing a theme for these. And then I thought about that too, because I did miss your birthday event, and I was going to make one for your birthday. So I still
Aw.
have to do that. That's on my
Oh.
to-do list. And the reason I did miss her birthday, you guys, is I had a big pimple, and it's still there. This is how big it was, that it's still like it won't go away all the way. And it just was like it's right.
So
on the
when
middle
you're
of my
pretty,
forehead.
a little pimple doesn't stop anything.
I
You
know
dab
that's
it a
right.
little bit.
Right.
And you know, your hair is long, so you could actually
I-
do the swoop.
Literally had my hair is all the way like showing the whole forehead, and then my forehead gets shiny. So look, it
So
was
you got to
just-
be like the girls in the street, bring the bangs down to the eyebrows, right? To cover the pimple.
Yeah, no, that wasn't gonna happen. That was not gonna happen at all.
It doesn't matter.
Well, you got to
it's
see-
the new style.
You got to see photos. So hey,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like you were there.
I won't miss another one.
I was
Me and
there.
my pimples are gonna come up next time.
Well, I was at one of them,
It's
and
Lord
it was
willing.
really nice. It was really nice.
Which birthday party was you at?
I'm at Tokyo.
Yes.
Oh, that party. Yeah, you was at that birthday party.
How dare you forget I was there?
No, I didn't forget. I just knew that you weren't at this last party.
No, I was not, but I was at the one before that one.
So no, you weren't at the one before that one. You were at the first one because
Okay.
it was one
That-
Saturday, one Sunday, one
Sagittarius.
Tuesday, and then one Sunday.
I was at the first one. So
No,
just
you were
said
at
I
the,
was at the first
you were at the
one.
first one. You
so
were.
that means you love me too.
It's a beautiful
Sometimes.
thing here, guys. It's just all love. It's beauty.
let me get into my segment
Here we
so we can
go.
have some fun with everyone else's topics. I am talking about ISRCs, and this is a music industry standard. If you are a music artist, a label, you should know what this is. If you don't, you're going to learn today. An ISRC is an acronym for an International Standard Recording Code, and it is used to uniquely identify sound recordings and music video recordings. We're going to do a little history here, guys. The code was developed by the recording industry in 1986 in conjunction with the ISO Technical Committee 46 and Subcommittee 9, and they updated it in 2001. So ISRCs identify a particular recording, not the work. And a work is a composition and lyrical content. That's what we copyright. Different recordings, edits, remixes all have different ISRCs. Even if you remaster the same track, same song, it requires a new ISRC. Works, which are composition and lyrical content, are actually identified by ISWCs, and that is a topic for a different segment because we're talking about ISRCs here. Let's see, the ISO
Excuse me.
designated, they were designated as the registration authority of ISRCs. And in November of 1989, the Japanese recording industry began encoding ISRCs on audio CDs. And I'm pretty certain everyone knows what a CD is. I know some of you young people don't, but that
I still got 500 CDs and the cases.
So the IFPI, which is the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry, and the RIAA, they developed a detailed recommendation for this practice and for ISRC assignment in general. The RIAA, which you should be familiar with if you're in the music industry, is the Recording Industry Association of America. This is the company that is responsible for gold and platinum and diamond certifications. They're responsible for parental advisory labels, distribution. They do distribution and piracy protection. The IRAA represents major labels and independent labels. And a fun fact about the certifications is a recent well, it's not actually a recent song, it's a pretty older song. After 40 years after its release, Before I Let Go just made platinum. It just was certified as platinum. And that song was released in 1981. So after 40 years, a song has been out and it just got certified platinum. And of course, that was 3 months after Frankie Beverly's passing. So that's a monumental thing in music, is to go platinum and to go diamond.
Oh, for
And
sure.
so for that song for 40 years, so that's
Oh,
something interesting about the RIA.
It went platinum and diamond for 40 years.
No. It just after 40. So it just recently, a couple months ago.
Oh, really? Well, they say what did Biggie say?
You're more valuable after death.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think because Beyonce did a rendition of it.
That
And
song is classic.
I
It is,
know,
that's
but
what I was
she
thinking.
did that rendition of it, and that kind of brought it back out into the mainstream in different ears. And I mean, it just went.
But you would think 40 years, as Frankie Beverly and Mace, people would jump through hoops to go and see them.
Yeah.
But hey, it speaks volumes.
Yeah.
But at least he got it. But
Yeah, it's
hey,
absolutely, and it's based off record sales and things like that. So that's why I said
that's true.
it might be. And there's a lot of songs that are pretty old, that be 15, 20, 30 years old, that just now get
I
certified.
got you.
I just thought that was interesting because I had read about that recently, about the RAA. So going back to the ISRCs, the IFPI and the RIAA developed this recommendation for everyone to basically follow along for ISRC in general. And then there were some other changes, so that's kind of boring. The ISRCs are formatted by country code, registrant code, year of reference, designation code, and they're always 12 characters long. So this is a code. And what you do with this code is it's embedded into files. So if you're familiar with music, when we record, it becomes a file. It's an MP3, it's a wave. It basically, it's a computer file. So you encode this ISRC into the track or into a music video, and this shows ownership of your song. So they can actually be embedded in the metadata of your file formats, including MP3s, M4As, AACs, FLACs, OGG, and WAV files for audio, MP4, M4V, and MKV for video. Oh my gosh, I was really in my history in
I
this.
got something for you, Lexi. So with you having all of this knowledge, that's great knowledge for an artist to have.
Absolutely.
Is this something that you make sure that your clients are in tune with and they have the opportunity to get should they proceed?
Yes, actually, in my artist development programs and curriculums, I have a checklist of things. So when we do, it's basically like a business startup is the first steps, and then we talk about what your plans are. So if you're planning on releasing an album, there's another checklist that I've created, and this, of course, is going to be on the step of that. And speaking of ISRCs, it is, where can you get them from? It's just like, do they just appear at my doorstep? Absolutely not. ISRCs are actually, the RIA is our appointed agency in the United States. So one thing that I noticed when I started talking about ISRCs a couple of years ago is a lot of people were on social media and they were talking about, having them. And then I've had people come in and ask me like, oh, I went to this website and I got them. And I'm like, that's not the appointed agency. If it's not through the RIAA, I would not recommend utilizing them at all. Utilize the RIAA. They are a trusted agency. They are our official appointed agency in the United States. You go to usisrc.org. That is their website. That is the only website. There are multiple other ones that kind of look similar to it. Protect yourself and protect your music. Go to the correct one. There is an option to become an ISRC manager. If you are a label and you are putting out music for other artists like me, you should become an ISRC manager. That way you're allotted codes for multiple people. So if Shavana, Shar, and Crystal are all putting out an album, it's all separate.
Oh, what a great idea.
And she writes music.
I love it, Lexi. That's what's up.
You can also get ISRCs as an individual. So just me as an artist by myself, I have my own ISRCs. When you go to the website, there's a one-time fee of $99, and you get up to 100,000 codes per year. Now, I don't know if anybody in the history of music has made over 100,000 songs in 1 year, but $99 for 100,000 codes per year forever, it's an investment. And this is how you protect your music, and you have full ownership of your music when it is embedded in there. And then when you go on out to distribute your music, a lot of the distribution companies that are out there like TuneCore, CD Baby, DistroKid, they will allot you an ISRC because they are ISRC managers. You don't want that. And the reason you don't want that is you'll have like a phantom percentage taken out of your royalties. So
you want your own.
When you're uploading your music, and I'm big on using those distributions if that's what you choose to do, but just pay your annual fee. Don't give out a percentage of your royalties. You have your ISRC, you put that information in. You put that in your publishing, so your BMI, your ASCAP, and you also put that in your distribution. It's all linked. It all goes together, and it shows ownership of your music, and it is ownership of your music.
So is there a certain time frame that you must do it, or can you do it at any time? I know it's ideal in the beginning, but say you wrote a song and it's kind of getting traction. Can you at any time go in and do that for your music, your song?
Or should you do that before?
You should do that prior to release. If the song is already released, I recommend taking the song down and re-releasing it correctly. Okay. And that really it protects yourself. And the thing is with releasing music, and I think we'll save that for another segment, is that you have to have what's called a split sheet before you even record a song.
What's that?
Come on, Lex.
A split sheet is exactly what it sounds like. Me and you, all four of us made a song. Earl's our producer. Who owns what? Who gets what percentage? Who is who? What's your information? This has all of our information on it, our percentage, everything. It's like a contract. Everything is in writing. So then when we get the song released and the song is released, we know Shavana gets 15%. Shar gets 15%, Crystal gets 15%, Alexis gets the rest. You know, I'm just kidding.
That wasn't good math. I was
Right,
counting.
math
That was not
doesn't
good
math.
math.
I know. No, but it literally does, because sometimes if you have more parts of the song, or a producer might say, hey, it might be in their agreement, their beat agreement, the music agreement, that they get a certain percentage. So you have to kind of shift it. It's difficult to release songs with multiple writers and multiple people. You have a lot of features. You have to chop it up. You have to split it up evenly for everybody, and it has to make sense. The split sheet prior to recording makes it clear and concise so that everyone knows everyone's splits and everyone's information. So when we go to copyright, when we go to publish, when we go to distribute, when we go to register it on all the other things that we need to register it on, which we'll get into at another day, all that makes sense. It's all right there in front of you. So you could just bam, 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 and input all that information.
It's sort of like establishing a business. Like it's certain steps that you have to establish for your business to be legit. So it's the same thing with music. And this is really, really good information.
It's excellent information.
Yeah, because my son raps, and his uncle was, and Larry probably knows all this stuff, but in case you don't know these things, because a lot of times we get involved in stuff going in and putting the horse before the cart. But it's better to take your time and know exactly what you're doing. And that's why you have an advisor like yourself. So this was great.
I know I need to backtrack. My son did a song with a couple of his friends, and it got like a lot of views on Spotify. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't do all those steps.
And the reason why it is super important is because what can happen to the song is, if something's not input correctly, it can get black box, and that means the royalties won't know where to send the royalties to. All these people that pay, all these organizations and companies that pay out royalties, it has to make sense. Everything has to match up, from the artist, from the feature, the title of the song, the performer name. Everything has to make sense and be all uniform, so that you don't miss out on any of your royalties.
The part that I like is where you stated that you have a program, and with your program, you have a checklist. That's important, because you got to know where to start. You got to know where you're going to finish. And in between that gap, you got to know what you're going to take away from this. You yourself have to know what you're getting into. And the education behind that, I don't think a lot of upcoming artists are aware of those steps. So they Google, or again, look at how it used to be done, or even still sing in the subways.
Or even a lot of people skip stuff so that they can capitalize off of them a little bit more. So when you have your ducks in a row and you have your I's and dots crossed, whatever, you know what I'm saying, then you're in charge. And that is really what a good advisor is supposed to do.
And that's why I like the fact that she has a program, and I think that's excellent.
So it is. And you have to remember too, most dreams are fueled by passion.
Mhm.
So they skip steps inadvertently. So yeah, your program is absolutely.
It's so needed. And I think the one thing that I really enjoy about artist development for me is that I actually don't want to hold your hand as an artist. I want to teach you how to become an independent label. I want to teach you how, I don't want to be like, my name is CEO Lexi because I have a lot of companies, not because I want to be somebody's boss. I want to be in the room amongst bosses. Hence, hey, here we are right now.
Yes.
Okay. And for more information on my artist development programs and all the products and services that I do offer, go to www.couturemusicmgmt.com.
Thanks, Lexi.
Thanks,
That
Lexi.
was some
Great info.
information.
Y'all educated now?
We
Yes,
are.
very educated.
Actually, I want to talk to you more after the show about it.
If I had $1 for every time I had that.
And we got history behind that. Like, whoa. Love it. See, we learn something different every time we get together. It's just over overwhelming information. Like I feel like I wish I had something to just knock on my scalp and take that memory out and hold it there until I need it just to make more space up there.
I did that last night, Shavana, for you.
You did.
I knocked on my head, took the memory out because, yeah,
You took it. So when you want to go back to it, you can.
absolutely.
Okay. Okay. At least I know you're gonna go back to it and you're not gonna forget about
Oh,
me.
it was comical. Absolutely.
You know, you're the comedian here, not me.
Well, you sure led the show last night
I don't know what
Were
you're
you gonna
talking
leave
about.
the show today with the
with your
You know what?
Well, we get into
accounting.
today.
Yeah, I'm gonna help
Your
these
m-
people that want to file their taxes and that want to be in love with the IRS, like Shara Unlocked here. Um,
Never. The IRS, I deal with them out of necessity, not because I like them.
okay, great big world out there. This is Shavana. So I cannot stress this enough. Please, 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 even with your current employer, update your information. Make sure that your source document, which is your W-2 and or your 1099, is going to come to the correct address. You do not want to get lost in transit. Make sure your phone number is updated. Make sure your email is updated. That is most important because when you have to call in and verify yourself, they're going to ask those questions. And it's best that you have that information available and make sure it's accurate. Do not get lost in transit. For those that want to file their income taxes, you have to wait until you get your W 2s. You cannot bring your last check stub in. That does not work. Do not try to do that. It's not worth it. If you've waited 12 months, you can wait another month to get a W-2 or a 1099. It's not that serious.
The big box like H&R Block and those kind of people lure them in by saying bring your last check stub.
So it's certain it's certain information that's on those W-2s that have to be inputted into the system. And I just like to triple check everything just because, for instance, let's just say I had a company called I Love Snacks. And last year, my EIN number was 112472472. This year, I wanted to change the name, but keep the same EIN number. You know what I'm saying? You always want to go back and double check that that information is accurate. So I don't prepare taxes if I don't have a W-2 or a 1099. That's you need those source documents, and I would prefer you to wait until you got all of your documents versus just running in with one document, because it also causes confusion, because you file your tax return because you got this one W-2, and then 3 weeks down the line you have another W-2, so now that's an amended return.
Which is going to make the big box people money, the company's money.
What's going to happen is when that happens, those people come search out people like me, because H&R Block is done April 15th. Whereas you have us, we're 365 days a year. Entities like myself, we prepare some of the errors that have taken place, because you have your big companies that you've named that's closed. And that's not to say that they're not doing their due diligence. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that everyone is human and we make mistakes. And so when mistakes happen, you go and you find someone to rectify that mistake. And that's where they're going to look up anointed accounting at, because we're going to have to fix the error. But if you were aware beforehand to just wait for all of your documents or set up that free profile under irs.gov, id.me, set up that account, you can look at your transcripts and see what happened, because again, life happens every day and you need to know what is attached to your social. Set that account up. It's free. Know what you have attached to you. It is so important. And if you're not aware of this, then that's how some of those other errors come about. So it's very important that you update your information. Very important. Also, I'm going to get into what people want to know about, which is that earned income credit and how that's going to work. So, again, earned income credit, people, that's the key word. You have to have earned some type of income. You cannot want to get the maximum amount per child and you don't have any type of earned income. That's not how that works. And a lot of people miss that key word. You can get up to a certain amount. That doesn't mean that you're going to qualify for that actual amount. There's a lot of factors that play into that. There's other deductions that can come along with that. So that up to is a very, very, very important word that you have to look at. And don't think that because one individual got it, you can get it. Every situation is different. And when you go get your taxes prepared, these are some of the questions that you can ask. Why am I not getting the maximum amount? Can you explain my tax return to me? Why is this number on this line? A lot of us don't get into that because we just want to know how much money am I getting. But if the tables was turned and you owe, you want to know why you owe. And I believe if you were informed prior to that, that would cause a lot of those errors that we were just talking about, Shar, with you just waiting that extra 3 to 4 weeks to get your W-2 or your 1099 in the mail. It's so important to wait for that information.
Shavana, what is the number or the minimum number for the earned income credit? Do you know that off the top of your head? I'm just asking.
No, I like to
Okay.
go to the Bible as we call it, which is the IRS website.
Oh, okay.
I love that website.
Okay.
I love it. So for 2025, the standard deduction for single is gonna increase to 15,000.
That's good money.
Yes, and it's gonna also help with those different tax brackets that certain people are gonna fall into. You got it, and that's what we were talking about maybe 2 to 3 weeks ago. You have to know the tax bracket that you are into. You have to know where you fall at and if you're gonna meet this criteria. Also having that standard deductions for those individuals who carry that Schedule C or carry the Schedule E, which is properties. That standard deduction could also potentially help your tax line number. So that'll decrease some of the taxes that you owe. If you've been paying your estimated tax payments as well, that would also decrease some of your tax debt. You don't want to wait till the end of the year because that debt is going to keep going and going. And eventually, your interest and fees and penalties may outweigh the amount that you actually owed because people don't realize that when you make those payments, a portion of that goes to the interest and penalties first, then it hits your principal. So the more you pay, it goes down. It's kind of like a credit card. So if your monthly payment is $75, if you could afford to pay 100, go ahead. That extra 25, it does something. If you could afford to pay twice a month and not once a month, do that because that's going to help your principal because that's the amount that you're paying toward the principal. Don't let the interest and penalties eat you up.
Can you tell us what the new tax laws are looking like for 2025?
Which tax law would you like to know about?
Actually, I really don't want to know about either of them if I had a choice. But since I'm required to deal with the IRS, any information that you share is welcomed.
Okay, so for the people who receive 1099Ks, so like if you drive for Uber, if you drive for Lyft, Instacart, typically they'll send you a 1099K. Their threshold has actually is going to decrease. So it went from one amount and now it's going to be at 5,000 for tax year 2024, which is good.
So I got a question.
Mhm.
Explain to the viewers what's 10 and myself what's a 1099K. What's the difference between just a 1099 and a 1099K?
Well, you have multiple 1099. So you have a 1099R, which is for retirement, pensions, annuities, distributions. You have a 1099 and NEC, which is non-employee compensation. So if you make more than $600, no taxes have been taken out of this money, that company or individual is going to issue you a 1099 NEC. A lot of people who receive a 1099 MISC, which is miscellaneous, is if, let's say, they were doing some type of work and the person wanted to write it off, they're going to get a 1099 miscellaneous. Some awards go on there. It just depends on the situation for the 1099 miscellaneous.
Understood.
The
So
1099K, what you want to know about is what the company, let's say Lyft, you drive for Lyft, and at the end of the tax year, you want to know how much money you made, and they give it to you broken down on a 1099K.
So K is for Lyft drivers.
It can be for Lyft drivers. It could be for Uber drivers. It could be for DoorDash.
So is it self-employed?
Or is it delivery?
Yes, you're delivering if you work for Uber.
I'm just trying to figure out, why did they come up with K? My mind's stuck on this
You
K.
stuck on the K.
K.
It's their third party company.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a third party company that says, hey, you work for us. We're going to let you know what you made by month. And if you look at your summaries, it'll tell you that. So when you go get your taxes prepared, the tax preparer is going to ask you, did you receive a 1099K?
Oh, okay. So I have a payroll service that does that for me. So that's why the K stuck out. Like, I've heard of 1099s, but never 1099K. I have a follow-up question. For Cash App and Zelle, do they issue 1099s?
Zelle, no. Cash App will be issuing 1099s.
How can they issue 1099s and they don't know what the money was for?
They're going to be tracking that. So that's something that they're going to be investigating more in depth, because again, there's applications out here, just as you mentioned, where money is being made. So let's just say I'm a caterer and I'm working out of my home, and I only take money via Cash App. Well, per the IRS, I'm making money. I need to be paying taxes on this money. But I'm not paying taxes on this money because the IRS isn't aware of it, because you came and you paid me by Cash App. So now stuff is being tracked, and so people are being held accountable.
So I don't know how they're going to do that, because I Cash App my children money for transportation. I Cash App them money for food. I Cash App the money for
They have
gas.
business Cash Apps, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. So yeah, the personal Cash App that I do with my sons, how are you going to tell a college student what I'm doing for them?
Well,
That's why it's still under investigation. Not under investigation. It's still, the kinks are still being worked out. Of course, this is an excellent idea because they want to make sure that people are paying taxes on this money that's going around that the IRS does not see. And if it's a way to track it, they're going to track it.
I think we'll be okay for the next 4 years at least.
I'm sure it's probably going to ding at like a certain amount of money
I
that
said
they'll
yes.
look and pay attention to.
But I send my son, my middle son, because he's the most responsible. I have to log into my bank account, log into Zelle, wait for a confirmation code, then get that confirmation code, then get a confirmation code from my bank. It's like a 10-minute process for me to send Zelle. I can just send him the Cash App and he can pay whoever. I don't know how they're going to regulate that. Like, he's a college student and that's crazy. I send them money for everything. That's insane.
I'd say it's just the best option if you are a business owner, is just to utilize the business option on Cash App.
I do
It
too.
probably
I
make
I
things
do
a whole
too.
lot easier.
On
I do
any
too.
of those apps, you have PayPal for business, you have Amazon for business, you have Cash App does have a business
Mhm.
one if I'm not
They
mistaken.
do.
But they require that you have your documents in a row. So if you're half in it, because I had to, control my words. If you're half doing it, then you probably wouldn't have an EIN. You probably wouldn't have the proper documentation that they require.
And that's why they're going to be trying to track that, because if you are a business, you're not hiding anything. So what is it that you have to hide? That's probably why they're going to be tracking that.
I don't
And,
think they're hiding it. I just think people start with they fuel their business with a passion.
mhm.
And a lot of businesses are
That's true,
great
you're right.
businesses, but they fuel it with the passion. It's not that they're intentionally skipping steps. Most of them take maybe their monthly bill money and start, and they're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And anyone that starts a business, normally you invest everything you have into the business. So a lot of times when I'm talking to people, it's not intentional. It's more covert.
And half the time they don't even know the steps. Like I was saying, they really
Yes.
don't know. They're
Agreed.
uneducated. And that's the reason why it's so good to make sure that you have some type of business person that can give you that checklist so you could know exactly what order to go in. And then you don't have to go back and do stuff like get a business email.
Yes.
All of those things are very important when
Matter.
it comes to getting funding.
And you're right. And that's why I'm such a big advocate of educating anyone that I sit down and talk to. And that hour consultation can go so far. That 1 hour free consultation goes so far, because just as CEO Lexi mentioned that she has a program, I have a checklist, I have an inquiry form, I have a way where if you needed some answers, you can send an email, you could send a text message, and your answers will be back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Like, we don't leave you in limbo, and we don't nickel and dime you as well. So if you had a question on Monday and you needed the answer to a question on next Friday, go ahead and give us a call. We're not going to charge you for that.
So can I just give you all the documents? And if you have any questions, you look through the documents and figure it out. Do I have to sit for 1 hour and listen to you glorify the Internal Revenue Service?
Or do you have a business checklist that you can email to your
Oh, that's
client
smart.
prior? That's what I would think to do, to give it to them prior.
So to answer your question, Shar, you do not have to sit with me. 90% of my clients do not sit with me. 90% of them do not sit with me. The other 10%, I request that they sit with me because they are my seniors. And sometimes, and even though they are seniors and they still work, I'm not going to have you to drop off your documents and then come back and pick them up. And even though we are in a technology savvy world, I do things both ways, via technology and via old school. So if you want a paper copy, I don't have a problem giving you a paper copy. You may not want to log into your email and go find it. You may not even have an email. So um I do it both ways. I make you happy both ways. So yes, you do not have to sit with me. You can email me your documents. You can mail me your documents. You can fax me your documents.
Perfect.
You can text me your documents.
But
And to answer your question, Crystal, I do have a checklist. So, and I tell people this all the time. Tax time come around the same time every year. It doesn't change. 90% of the time, if you haven't made any changes within your business, you're going to present those same source documents. But I still have those clients that say, Shavonna, what I need again? Shavonna, I forgot what I gave you last year. Shavonna, what if I don't got the receipt and the bank statement? So I have a checklist that I send out, and it has everything on there that you're going to have to submit to me. And then once you submit it, I'm going to review the documents. I'm going to text you or email you and say, do you got time for a 15-minute call? Because I want to ensure that you sent me everything that I'm supposed to have, because now I'm about to get started. there's no need to stop in because I've already talked to you. We've been through this
And the
checklist.
checklist shows who's serious and who isn't serious. That, I mean, I don't have any time to waste with anybody or anything. So send me the checklist. And if I'm missing something, I'll put it back, I'll be on there with it. But I think in business, when you have your business kind of perfected to the way you want it outlined, a person that's serious about doing what they're going to do, they're going to go through that checklist.
And also, not that some people are just to the point where it's like, I no longer want the stress. I no longer want this headache. Let me be accountable for just something. And sometimes it just feels better if, okay, let me go give it to you because now it's off my shoulders. I don't care what you do now.
Yeah,
'cause
I'm
now I
always
ain't gotta
trying to
deal
have
with
that
it.
licensed professional, take something over so that if something goes wrong, it falls back on you, not me.
And that can happen.
I'm
And
just telling the
and,
truth.
and we're so responsible at Anointed County. Your documents are my documents. It's not your information on that document. It's my information.
That's what it is.
And I treat that with so much privacy, and I'm mindful about the information that you send me. And also it's encrypted. But still you have those excellent hackers that could hack the encryption. So I'm just mindful about that. And that's why I have that relationship with my client and we're able to talk. And also with a returning client, I still do a consultation because again, a lot
Things
has
can
taken
change.
place within 365 days. You may have some questions. So it's very important that that relationship is there, the education is there. A lot of clients, Shar, don't even want to talk because they on the go.
So I'm one of those
it's on
clients.
it's gonna be on my
I'm,
website.
I'm
and
going to
on
prefer your
social media.
checklist. I'm going to get everything that you're asking for, and I'm going to may email you if I need an alternative document. But I'm the kind of person that's going to drop it off. Your checklist is going to be amazing for me, so we don't have to have dialect, and I don't have to get anxiety.
We do. You're new.
Also, no. It's going to be
Yes,
through
yes, yes.
email. I'm going to be at work, read your email, respond, and that's going to be it.
We're gonna do it on both of our segments. You will not avoid me. You are a new client, ma'am.
So if I skipped a few weeks, people, you know why.
Shavana, you also offer business startup services, don't you?
Yes, company formation. Yes. A lot of information will be on my website. I will be posting a lot of info. I'm sorry, let me correct myself. CEO Lexi will be posting information on all social media platforms for Anointed County. Yes. Okay. I had to get that out there.
New
But
things for 2025.
yes, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Keeping people educated. That's my biggest goal. To keep everyone educated. Is nothing wrong with getting gems and free information. And I just rather for you to have the knowledge because I was that person that didn't have the knowledge. I got in trouble with the IRS. I got caught up. I didn't know what was important on a tax return.
Wait. You can't use the word caught up because me and my
Yeah.
spidey senses, I'm like,
Yeah, I got caught up.
You
It
ain't
was a
been to-
good. It was a
you
good
haven't
caught
wore,
up.
you've never wore orange jumpsuit, right?
Never, because
Okay.
it was. Let me tell you,
So
it
when you
was.
say caught up in
Yeah.
our world, I'm like,
It was actually a good caught up because again, because I didn't know what was attached to my name, they wrote me a letter and said, "Hey, you got some income out there that you did not report," and I'm like, "Where?"
oh, that makes sense. That's
And-
happened to me
right,
before.
and because I was thirsty to go file, and I was, and I sat there and I just cried and I cried and I was like, something got to give.
Girl, that's not bad. They've come to people I know homes.
I've never had that happen,
Knock
but
on the door. The
see,
agents
and
knock
see,
on the
we
door.
would have coffee and tea, and we would talk. I just
No,
love
they're
them.
not coming to have coffee and tea. If it gets to a
They
point where
come and
they're
put some handcuffs on.
yeah,
Oh,
when
no,
it
no,
gets to
no,
the
no,
point
no.
where they're knocking on the door, they're serious and they want you to like stop ignoring them and do something about the situation.
If they knock on my door, it's gonna be because we're gonna have some dessert and some coffee, or they're gonna get tired of doing their own taxes, and Anointed Accounting is gonna do the taxes, or they just want to take me out because they love me. That's the only reason why they're going to knock on my door.
I think they know you got a spouse if you're filing taxes. So I don't think they're knocking on the door to take you out.
Yeah, I would take you out. Wouldn't you take me out?
Yeah.
That did not
Well,
sound
for me,
convincing.
I've always known that the IRS, according to what they say, is not an entity that you want to play with.
It's the
So for
federal
that reason, when I first filed my taxes ever, I just went to a tax professional,
Yes.
you know, because look, I'm gonna let you deal with this. So if I make any mistakes or whatever,
There's some accountability.
right, there's some accountability on your end, because you're the professional. That's why I think it's always important when you say you're a professional to be professional, because you're the professional. I'm the person who's clueless, and not you, but I'm saying anyone.
Right. First of all, that's the federal government. Like, let me say that again. Federal government. Who in their right mind wants to play with the federal?
Now it's a lot of people.
It's a
that
lot
wanna
of
play with the
people.
feds.
It's a lot of people that plays with the 3-letter people.
Okay.
You're right.
ATF, FBI, DEA, IRS.
Well, I mean, those are good 3-letter acronyms. I love all of those acronyms.
Well, I have a
But-
passion for the other ones, but yeah, more, they're not taking my money, they're keeping law and order.
Yes, but you do not want to have that letter or have that knock at the door, as you just said,
Girl, I've gotten a letter.
with those people.
They
Like,
taking freeze your bank accounts. It's happened to me before.
and Crystal,
Shar says she fears no man but God.
That part. No, and the IRS.
and Crystal,
It happened to me. I think I was about 25, 26. Never in my life do I play with those people anymore.
you learned your lesson, right?
Yeah, because they froze a bank account with triple the amount of money in there that I owed them. It was something like $2,000 I owed them, and they froze like,
6, 7.
no, like $11,000, $12,000. So they played no games, and it took them probably about 6 months to get it back to you. So, or more.
They did belt to own
You made them wait on their money, so they made you wait on yours.
But I gave them interest. They didn't give me interest. I paid for the wait.
Crystal, I gotta love Shar, because she just does not understand. She understands. She doesn't want to understand, and I think it's so funny because
No, I got it.
I'm
I don't
gonna
play
make
with
her
them
fall in
anymore.
love,
I
but
don't.
what
listen.
you were saying is that it's so true, and I'm not against anyone that, what I say, I call a person that does taxes. There's a difference between a tax preparer and a person that does taxes. The person that has accountability would be a tax preparer, because see, I have to take CPE courses. I have to sit and take a test. I have to know the laws. I have to know the statutes. When I print out your return, all of my information is at the bottom of your return. So I have to know
You
that.
are the professional.
I have to have a passion and a drive for that. I have to have integrity for that.
So, question for you though. If you're doing someone else's taxes, you're supposed to submit your your information at the bottom of that taxes, even if you're just doing taxes.
What information if you're just doing taxes? Because at the bottom of
you're
the
saying if I were to do
information,
your taxes,
Yeah, you're
the
supposed to say that you
preparer's
prepare.
information.
Yeah,
is
it's a
supposed to be
preparer's
there.
on there.
right, that has the P10 information. You're correct about that. But let's assume that I don't have a P10 and I know you, and I say, Shar, come on, let me do your taxes.
No,
I'm
you won't be
only
doing my
charging you
taxes
$50.
because you don't have you. It has to be a reputable company. I'm sharing my personal Social Security information, EIN number, kids' Social Security. Are you kidding me?
But that's where so many mishaps come about, because at the bottom of that tax return, when you get that letter from the Internal Revenue Service, the Internal Revenue Service is going to say who prepared your return, who signed that return, and at
I'ma
the
pull up-
bottom is going to say self-prepared.
No, and I'm gonna say, listen, there's a text messages where Pookie, the tax preparer, did it. So if that was me, that's what I would do. I'm just never gonna trust Pookie with my information.
But
But
that doesn't mean Pookie doesn't know how to do taxes.
Mm,
well,
Pookie,
that's all right. Nah,
Pookie very well can
No.
know how to do
then
taxes.
Pookie needs to go get qualified,
Yeah.
become an established, reputable business. If I'm gonna share my personal documentation and information with them.
I get it again, and that's why I treat people information like it's my own information. It's no longer your information.
Well, you're a business and you're going to be held accountable. So, we're going to source problems back to
Anointed accountant.
anointed
Yes,
accounting.
and
So
we're not gonna have
it's a little
those
different
problems.
than Pookie and Ray Ray.
We're not gonna have those problems because what I like to say is, and I hope I'm not misquoting this. Thomas Edison said he never said he failed. What he said was, I tried 10,000 times before I got it right. So I'm going to take just that much time to make sure whatever my name is attached to, because that's my name.
So I like that because
And I'm
what
going to
you
make
say
sure
matters.
that's correct. I care about what I say. I care about the information I deliver. I care when people say, hey, I was talking to so and so, and they said you could help me. When people come and sit and talk to their accountant, which is me, I got to take these people's stories to my grave. Like they tell us their life stories. They cry their hearts out. Like we're therapists in a sense.
How are you therapists with tax money? With taking their money? Like, girl, just take the documentation and go on. How are you sitting there crying? I could see where they would cry because I cried when they took my seats, when they, took my bank account. I did cry. But I was then too, I was young. I was like 25. But I'm not having a whole conversation right now. Like, there's nothing for us to talk about. Like, here, you're going to tell me what I need. I'm going to give you the package with a checklist. I'm going to email anointed accounting, all the documents, everything, and any questions I have. You're going to email me back. I'm going to respond. You're going to file the taxes. I'm going to send you a check. And that's going to be it. What's all that other stuff about?
Well, that's probably just based. I'm sure it's based on a client basis. So if the client,
well, maybe they don't feel like I feel
Right,
about
exactly.
the
It's
situation.
Shar,
individual.
you only feel like that because you do not like the IRS.
I'm traumatized.
And that is not anointed accounting's fault. But what you will do with anointed accounting is have a consultation because you are new. And even though you don't like it, we can email after the fact because, again, we're here as personalities and working together because we're the super business women. When we get into that office, you're Shar and I'm Shavana on a whole nother business level.
No, I'm still Shar the podcaster. You're still Shavana the podcaster. And girl, I talk back and don't listen.
I know you do. And when you leave today, you're gonna go home and you're gonna text your person that does your stuff and feel bad for what is it, an hour?
No, actually I'm going shopping today, so I'm not gonna think about any of that.
We'll see. Well, I am going to release this next segment over to none other than Crystal because she's going to give us some great information about real estate and homes and what we need to do. And I'm just excited because Crystal's going to get me a home.
Okay, well, I'm very happy to know that I'm going to get you a home. So I'm really excited about that. I know the last time I was here, I kind of breezed through a lot of what I had to talk about because unfortunately I got here late. So I kind of wanted to cover some of those grounds of some of the things that I touched on that day, which I breezed through, and then I'm going to go through some more wonderful pieces of information. And I don't have my contacts, guys, so I got to put on my glasses.
Hey, hashtag glasses. I have on mine.
They're hot. Are those Versace's?
Yeah, they're Versace, but
They're hot.
Don't do Tiffany like that.
Yours is cute too, but I'm used to seeing yours. She hides
just
hers.
saying.
Yeah, I do. I hide mine. I don't really like my glasses. I like my contacts because I like my eyelashes to show.
Oh.
for those of us that wear eyelashes. So we like our eyelashes to show.
Oh, okay. I
So
didn't know.
here we go. So last week I talked about getting a real estate mentor and how important it is that you get a mentor. You want to make sure that your mentor is seasoned and can give you information through experience, so you're able to avoid unnecessary mishaps. So, when you have that mentor, they walk you through things, you can ask them questions, and you don't hit yourself over the head as much as you possibly could. So the next thing is they can introduce you to investors and members of the real estate community. So they can put you ahead of the game because you're meeting those investors and they're getting to know who you are. They also can give you connections as to point of how to put together contracts, with how to speak to city inspectors, appraisers, contractors, etc. So those are some of the wonderful things that you do get from when you have a mentor. Hey, everybody. So also, it's very, very important that you have a real estate attorney. You want to have a real estate attorney that is going to go to bat for you. Someone that is going to make sure that they get that title search on that property before you even get too vested into it. Because as I mentioned, I have a family member who purchased a property. They supposedly, I would assume they did a title search on it, but now they're fighting for their 50 grand in cash to make sure that they get their money back because it was bought twice. Also, an attorney can negotiate on your behalf. Hey, Mika. They can also make sure that conflicts during your transactions are in your best interest. So, because there are going to be things that are going to come up when you are when you're investing in real estate. So, you want to make sure that you have that on your thing. My thing is saying poor connection. Okay. So anyway, attorneys also offer peace of mind. And that also makes sure that you know that your rights are protected when you have an attorney. Now, as I mentioned last time, you want to make sure that you have that builder's risk insurance. That's what you have to have as a person that is purchasing an investment property. That includes materials, fixtures, equipment, theft, vandalism, fire, lightning, temporary structures such as fencing, and also retaining other temporary structures. I'm sorry. And then also, it can also help with contract penalties, if you have that builder's risk. So that's very important. Now we're going to talk about funding the project. There are a few loans that we will touch on, but the first one that we're going to touch on, which might be the only one, is the rehab loan. So that provides access to funds and the ability to leverage the investment effectively. The properties are typically distressed when you are purchasing a rehab loan, and they also need to be renovated and sold at a higher purchase price. Which typically gives the investor between a 20 to 30% return on their funds invested. You should have a credit score of a minimum of 620 or higher. And if you do have that 620, that can also reduce the down payment for the loan. You also want to make sure that you get an LLC. You don't want to have stuff in your name. So, in your personal name, because as I mentioned prior, if you are going to get in any type of lawsuits or anything like that, you want to make sure that your personal interests are not vested in that. You should also obtain business credit for purchasing fund, which means that that's what you use for funding the deal, business credit or loans to fund the deal. Versus using your personal credit. A lot of times people want to try to personally get themselves vested inside of these loans. And when you do that, quite oftentimes you can run out of money. So a lot of times when you're speaking to those that understand investing in real estate, they do oftentimes like to use other people's monies versus their own. Now, how do you obtain the property? You find a property that's off market, and off market is not necessarily on the MLS. A lot of times when something is on the MLS, it's also has the value tracked back. And when you are, listing a property, you want to make sure that you can list it at the value that you want to list it at. You want to try to have your receipts not so found. Not that you're trying to cover anything up, but you just prefer not to do that. So even though I don't want to discredit the MLS, you can find deals on the MLS, which is the multiple listing service that we as realtors can get listings, and you can list your property. That is considered the most safest and valuable way to list your property. Let's see. Also, an example for so that's that. Also, when you are finding a property, you want to make sure that you get a comparative market analysis. This tells you what the properties have sold for in the area. That is not the same thing as an appraisal, but it's something that can help you as an investor have a very good idea to pinpoint what you're trying to do. That criteria includes the bath and bed count, square footage, style of home, which I believe I went over this with you guys at an earlier time. Now, the investor's rule of thumb, they normally go by the 70% guideline. And that is where an investor should not pay more than 70% of the property's after repair value. An investor must also have a 30% buffer for potential profit and losses. So I'll give you an example. Most of the time, what the numbers can change, but most of the time they go by the 90% purchase, 100% construction when you're getting borrowed money, and 70% of the ARV. So the reason why they give you 100% of the construction money is because they know that you need to finish the project. So in order for you to finish the project, you need to have 100% of the construction money. So an example would be that if you're purchasing a property at $100,000, 90% of that purchase price is what 10% of that purchase price is what you will get, which is $90,000. So then if the contractor for the construction cost was $120,000, it's always going to be more than the purchase price. So, it's always going to be more because you have to be able to pad yourself. And then once you do that, then you take 70%, you add those two together, which would be $210,000. So that would be considered the market value. After you do those numbers, then you take 70% of that, and that would give you what the lender can give you to invest in the property, which would be, if my numbers are right, I'm not sure if they are, but I'm just going to say this, maybe like $140,000, I think, for that number. I could be wrong. Forgive me if I am, but is that number right? When you take 210, 70% of 210,000.
So you're doing 70% LTV, loan to value?
No, 70% would be what they would give you for the construction of the property. So, it's the 90%, 100% construction, and 70% is the after repair value.
Okay. So we're still talking about
140.
LTV, loan to value. Right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was confused. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so that's right? Okay, thank you.
Giving us a math quiz.
Right. I was like,
Sorry.
I got caught off guard. I was like,
Right,
wait, I know it was a word problem.
yeah, right. And I'm
Shavana pulled her pen out so fast, heard her numbers.
Right. That's I'm like, I'm not sure
it.
if I'm doing those numbers right, but that's the loan to value. So that's what the 140,000 would be. So thank you very much, my wonderful co-host here that is the loan person. So anytime I need a little bit of check-in with that, she's right here to help me. So also, rehab loans have a draw schedule. A draw schedule is what outlines what the lender will disperse when the funds, which are the funds, which is typically after certain things have been done, which is the scope of work. So once you finish one phase, then they'll give you the next phase of money. So that's what the draws are considered. Now, these are a couple of other things that I think are very important for investors to do, is that you want to ask yourself the question, why do I want to buy? Why do I want to do this? So that's a good question to ask yourself, because you don't want to get involved in something and say, okay, do I want to flip or do I want to rehab? Not flip or rehab. I'm sorry. Do I want to rent or do I want to rehab? So before you purchase the property, make sure you have an idea of what it is that you want to do. Do you want to be a flipper or do you want to be a renter? Do you want to have people in there renting the property? It's also very good to determine the zoning of the project, which tells you what you can or cannot do. So you want to make sure that when you get involved in this, that you know what you're doing, and the way that you do that is by getting the zoning done. As we mentioned another time, the violations are attached to the property. And the liens also come with the property. So you want to make sure that you do research on all of that information as well. Like I mentioned, the building search gives you the zoning code, and it is important to know the type of property, especially if you are looking to do commercials. So you always want to make sure you do your due diligence with that. So let's see here. When you are borrowing money, you want to make sure that you are getting licensed behind it. So for instance, if you want to become a general contractor yourself inside of your property, this is on one of my wonderful Zooms that I'm doing. So I got this pertinent information from that. So I'm kind of skimming through this stuff.
No, you're
here.
absolutely correct. I became a licensed GC
There you go.
when I did my rehab, just so that I was licensed in doing the contract work, overseeing the contract work at my house.
Yeah, because a lot of times, like was mentioned, that when you are the general contractor yourself, if the contractors decide to walk away, the permits are in your name. So you
Absolutely.
have the control over your property. You have the
Absolutely.
control over your property. So that's why you want to make sure that that takes place like that. So it's always good to become a licensed general contractor.
And how do you go about doing that?
There's a process with the city of Chicago. There's a fee. There's a bond that needs to be paid. So,
and as women, we're considered double
Minority,
minorities.
yeah.
Yeah. So it really can work in our favor.
WMBE.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Also, you want to make sure that you stay on track with the phases of your project, because when you're on track, if something goes off track, it's easier for you to be able to detect where it was versus going all over the place. It's never good to do anything all over the place. Now, I don't know, Shar, do we have a permit expediter? Do we have that?
So depending on what kind of permits you get, there's no thing as expediting.
Okay, we
but
don't
there
have
is
that.
a thing called expediting.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
it's another
Okay.
topic for another time on the show. But
Okay.
yes,
All right.
yes and no.
Okay. All righty. So also you want to build relationships with your municipality. When you build relationships with your municipality, it makes it so that if you need help with anything, if you need somebody to go pull something for you sooner than later, any type of information, it's really good for you to make sure that you build those relationships with the inspectors.
It's real good, but just walk that line.
That's true. You got to walk the line. That's
Keep
very
it business,
true.
keep
Right.
it business
Yeah.
and
Oh, you
professional.
definitely have to keep everything
Yes.
professional and business. But it's just like with anything, it's always good to have someone that you know that you can
Absolutely.
contact and call if you need a little favor pulled or if you need to get a little bit ahead of the line behind something. And the way that you do that is just like with us, we can go down to City Hall and, we can just go walk around and ask questions and shake hands, let people know who you are. It's just all about networking and entrepreneurship. So that's really about it.
I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna go to City Hall and just walk around and shake everybody hand.
So friendly.
Well,
She is.
yeah, I mean,
Until she's not.
it helps,
When have I not been friendly, Shar?
That's a topic for another conversation off the air.
Okay, well,
Crystal, I have a question.
okay.
And you may have answered this,
Okay.
and maybe I just don't remember. But what areas do you service in real estate?
So as far as areas are concerned, I am licensed throughout the state of Illinois. So there's no area in the area of Illinois that I cannot service.
You go, girl.
That's fantastic.
Now,
Mhm.
as far as for me, my specialty, which I've been trained on, is to seek out investment properties for investors. Once I get the property for the investor, the goal is for the investor to allow me to be able to sell the property for them on the residential side. So I would consider it being double-breasted. But I can do commercial, I can do residential, I can do investments properties, as long as I'm staying within sight of the guidelines of the Department of Professional Regulations as a realtor. So that means that if I'm even helping someone with something, and I have helped people with things, just giving them a little bit of tad bit of information, I still have a fiduciary right to that individual to make sure that I'm telling them the truth. So I don't really fudge information or tell people whatever they want to hear. I'll let them know, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just offering you a little bit of my guidance as a professional. But, nobody's going to come pointing no fingers back at me about anything.
The truth is
So
the
I have a
best.
question for you ladies. really quick. Do you guys all have your conceal and carry license?
I do.
No.
No,
I don't.
that's a no.
I
She
know.
has to do better.
She was right. She's 1,000%
This one
right.
here,
Yes, I got mine.
this one here, hiding behind the phone, has to get hers. So our next class for JBO Training Academy, ladies, January the 11th and January the 12th. And I still make it here in time for the show. There's no lawful reason why you should not have your conceal and carry.
They were unaware. They were unaware.
No, I was aware.
No, she was aware.
Yeah, I was aware. I'm gonna make that a date.
So we're running out of time. So in an interest of time, I have been keep getting these questions. The Feds lowered the interest rates. So why are the mortgage rates going up? Is it a good time to buy? For me, there's never a bad time to buy because
agree.
there's different programs out there that could help you that will not be available always. They'll run out of funding. They'll change the programs. They'll change the guidelines. So yes, interest rates are a bit high right now. They're 6.9. When the Feds cut the other interest rates to 4.10. So the difference is that with interest rates, with mortgages, it's a little different than any other things. Mortgage follows bonds, right? Not bank rates. So you may be getting 4.2 on your CD and mortgage rates is 6.9. But I would say, just in the interest of time, I was going to go through the whole gimmick of why and why not and the difference. I would say for me, there's never not a good time to not be a homeowner or to invest in investment property.
I agree.
Never not a great time. Because there's so many dynamic programs out there, and if interest rates come down, you can streamline and do a refinance, and
So many ways to navigate through it.
So for me, it's never. Fannie Mae recently highlighted investors' expectations for the monetary, for fiscal policy, for economic growth and inflation for the next upcoming year. If investors expect inflation to be higher, for example, investors will want higher yields for their investments so they don't lose the value. It's also the case when inflation goes higher, the risk of interest-paying investments will lose value and make the prices decline. Bond prices decline when yield rises and vice versa, right? So for me, it's never not a good time to purchase real estate, whether it's your home or an investment. Never. For me.
I agree 100%. So I'm going to give you guys my information. You can find me at Crystal, CrystalLewis at KW, or you can call me KW.com, or you can call me at 312-877-6687. I find everything that Shar Unlocked is saying right here is 100% true. There is no bad time for an investor to invest because investors are risk takers.
Absolutely. While mortgages go in the same direction as the bond market, there is still a big spread or difference between the two. When a 30-year fixed mortgage rate is 6.9, the Treasury 10 years average at 4.10. Remember, mortgages are a much riskier investment than debt issued by the government of the largest economy in the world. Individual homeowners will do, and do regularly go into default. They do.
But isn't it better for them to try their best to get that fixed interest rate?
Yeah,
as low
it
as
is.
possible? Then
I had a whole thing, but we're running out of time here. I had a whole thing to talk about the difference between the adjustable rate and the fixed rate, why you should do it. I'm even a component of an adjustable rate mortgage. If you can qualify for one and go in and refinance and streamline it
and jump right out.
Absolutely. I'm just pro home ownership. I'm just pro investment property. So I was going to go through all that, but I'll save that until next week. Are you guys looking forward to Christmas?
Yes.
Which brings me to the love component question, right?
Y'all listening to this?
I felt
Get
like
ready
How
to
set
call
long
in.
should you date someone before purchasing a Christmas gift, and one that is significant or one that is pricey? So if you meet this dynamic person in October, should you be buying an amazing Christmas gift for for December? Call us 708-223-8953. Lexi's still like a little perplexed.
I'm not. I'm honestly, I'm such a gifter. So like we'd be in matching PJs.
You
She
truly
She
is.
She
In
gifted
2
us these
weeks.
wonderful gifts
I'm-
right here.
She truly is.
Yeah, she is sweetheart.
I think just I don't know. That's yeah. I don't.
I think it just depends on the person. Like, it just depends on the atmosphere, how you feeling at that moment, what's on your heart. It's all different factors that play into that.
No, girl, money's hard to come by. It got to be more than just your heart. You got to be thinking up here.
And gifts are, I try to give memorable gifts, if I'm going to give something. So,
Lexi does too.
Didn't
Yeah.
I say it's the glass that counts?
yeah. Yeah, that's true. A memorable
Everybody
gift is
getting
like a
glass.
piece of jewelry.
So you're saying you're dating someone and he's dynamic so
Mhm.
far.
Okay.
It's a month and a half into the relationship, and you buy him a piece of jewelry.
I would maybe buy him a nice, like, David Yerman bracelet or something
But
like
David
that.
David Yerman is kind of expensive. You're going to spend what on David Yerman?
Maybe, I mean, if I like you a little bit, no, if I like you a lot, I would, if I like you a lot, which that's a whole nother show. But if I like you a lot, I'll do something nice for you. I'll get you, because I want you to remember me. I definitely want you to remember me in a lot of ways. But I want you to
But
remember
it's only
me.
been like a month and a half,
Well,
2 months.
That probably wouldn't. I mean, to me, I don't believe in just being so getty and all over someone. So
Right.
a month, but if somebody got me like that in a month and a half, they must be really somebody pretty
and they
important.
deserving of it. Huh?
They're deserving of it.
You know what, Sharp? I take it back. I believe in not dating in November and January.
Because it's the cold months.
No, because it's a prelude to Valentine's and Christmas.
Yeah, there's obligations.
So Lex, you think like a man, because most men think that way.
Yeah.
Most men
Forget it.
think
November.
Like
They
leave
don't
me
want to.
alone.
They lightly date. They don't get serious about you in November, October, and December,
Oh.
and then January, February. So you're free in March, and
Yeah, talk to me in March.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm available
okay.
in March.
Crystal said, "Oh, like is that a thing?"
Yeah, I didn't know that.
And Lexi is firm about talking to her in March.
Yeah.
She's not budging. Just talk to me in
Lexi
March.
doesn't want to do anything.
They'll have
in
their
the winter
income tax
months.
returns too, so it's a
Well,
win-win.
yeah, but then I just
If
feel
we're
like,
dating people that's getting back income tax, then that's a whole nother topic.
and then by that time, no, most of the time, hasn't the man given you a nice gift so that you can feel comfortable with doing something nice for him?
Well, what do
I
you
mean,
mean by
they should-
gifts? What do you mean by gifts?
Like maybe a nice Celine bag or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I got a nice bag.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, that's that. What I'm saying is that, so when someone makes that stamp with you,
Absolutely.
it makes you more comfortable with making that stamp with them, and I think the men should guide that.
But that
That's
was
just
my
me.
birthday. That wasn't for Christmas.
Care what it was for.
I don't know
It
what
could
I'm
be
gonna get
you
for
just
Christmas.
being the beautiful Charlene
Oh,
that
I
you
love
are.
it. Yes.
I'm just saying, just give me something good, and I'm gonna give you something good.
So I guess good is relative, though, right? It depends on the person. Right? It depends on the
Yeah.
person
it does
because
depend on the person.
it
does,
depends
you're
on the
right.
person. So I don't know if I meet somebody and we're dating for a month and a half and he gets a David Yerman bracelet.
I could see you doing so, Shar, because you have a heart somewhere in all of that. You have a heart.
And if he did something nice for you first, which 8.5 times out of 10 is going to be what it's going to be. I can't
Yes.
see it being the other way
Yes,
around. Not
yes.
Miss Shar unlocked over here.
I feel picked on here.
No, you're
How
good.
And it's
flexible.
unlocked
I would
for a
say
reason.
in
Yeah,
my
we're Lewis
experiences
girls.
with
We're
with
great.
female Sagittarius is you gonna have to win the Sagittarius over.
My
It's not
sister's a
going to
Sagittarius.
be overnight.
No, that's true. But once you have me, my loyalty is unparalleled. You'll never find any kind of person as loyal as I am. When
I know it's just the Sagittarius standard.
yes,
It's just you.
yes, I agree.
It's up there.
So dating someone, this was going on at work. couple of guys got new girls and they're like, hey, what should I do? Should I go hard or should I go home? I'm like,
Go
well,
hard.
no, I told him to go home. I was like,
Go on. Go hard.
I
Do
s-
something nice for her because you're going to want her to do something nice for you. Believe
well,
that.
What was your reasoning?
my
Like,
reasoning behind it was pace yourself. Well, actually, I said, what kind of relationship is it? Well, it really hasn't been that defined. I like her. I'm crazy. One guy said I'm crazy about her. One guy said I like her. But then again, he hasn't made it exclusive. He's still kind of entertaining some other things. The other guy said that I'm crazy about her. So I was like, I said, should you go? He said, should I go hard or go home? I said, well, go home. Do something. I don't want you to go out and spend a ton of money that you're going to regret later. You're going to be mad if it's not reciprocated or if the relationship doesn't work out. It's too new for that kind of monetary investment. And I'm thinking like a mom now because I have boys. Do something meaningful. Right? Get a pass to the gym and make it a day. Go get her some leggings if she likes the gym. Crystal, like, oh, absolutely not.
and see, this is why I said it's what's on the heart to do. So if it's okay to go get leggings,
Put some thought in your heart, though.
Girl, you can spend $120 on some Lululemons and she'll be just fine.
Now that's cute. I like that.
Yeah,
I
she'll be
like
just
that.
fine.
I like that.
If you're not married, simple date and allow the flow of good.
Don't do nothing simple.
That's right, Shatara. My friend Shatara said, if you're not married, simply date and allow the flow of good. Did I lose it, Shatara?
Hey, baby.
She said, allow the flow of more good to come. So it's all about intentions. I just don't believe, although I love nice gifts, I just don't believe. I think gifts should come from the heart, not from the wallet.
I mean, I think they should come from the heart too. But your heart should have some thought in it when you talk. When you're dealing
Absolutely.
with a quality woman and a quality man, it should have some thought in it. You
So
know?
Crystal recently says she's going to go to East Bank with me, right? She's going to join East Bank. So Crystal, what if he said he heard that conversation and as thoughtful as a man he is, and he bought you a box with Lululemon stuff in it to go to East Bank?
I would be very happy because I love Lululemon and I think it's just super duper cute, super duper hot, and it makes it so that you don't perspire that much, you know.
Absolutely.
So I think that would be very thoughtful to give you maybe about 4 or 5, at least a week's worth of outfits.
4 or 5, one wouldn't suffice.
Not if you want me to think you're crazy about me. And you either, Lewis. Lewis.
So I would just be impressed at this point that he's listening because it was just a conversation in passing. So I would be just like, oh my God, he was listening to a conversation I was talking to in passing with my girlfriend, right?
But with him knowing you and knowing that you got that Celine bag, that you got that Versace bag out there, that you got those red bottoms on, and that you're a certified businesswoman, he's going to come correct, period.
Coming correct is having integrity, first of all. That's what I require first. It's the integrity, the relationship with God, treating people right. It's the heart. Then the other stuff can follow.
And it's going to follow. That's just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
Yes, you know that.
What do you think, Shavonna?
I think differently from you all. So it doesn't matter about the price. Like it's the thought of the memory. So if you went and got some construction paper and you tried to draw something or even got some yarn and put it on there and whatever, it's just the thought that counts. It doesn't have to be
That's
a
for
monetary.
my children.
I'm just giving.
I did tell my kids that. I told them that you better make me a card, even if you don't go buy one. You need to make me one, and it better have some thoughtful and some Bible scriptures.
And that can
not
be,
for him though.
That can be so because it's the thought that counts. And to me,
that's
just
basically
different.
what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you listen to my conversation and I'm talking to my girlfriend and I say, "Oh, I'm going to the gym," and he hears that I'm going to the gym. A lot of my detectives at work or people that I work with, or even the girl that used to work at my store, they always bring me Starbucks cards because they know I love
I
Starbucks.
love Starbucks too.
Or I get the cards for Panera Bread because they want to save me money because my son's addicted to Panera Bread. So it's just listening for me. It's just being intentional about me. That's what it is. It's not about what you spend. Of course, all girls love diamonds. All girls love bags. All girls love wonderful shoes. But it's about being intentional for me.
And it's the case with me too. And don't get me wrong, I love all of those things you said, but you can go out and buy me a Harry Potter blanket, and
Merry
you
Christmas,
done gave
Shavana.
me, and I thank you for this, and I am going to cherish
That's
this.
cold-blooded.
I am going to cherish this because you took the time to give this to me. But it's, to me, it's the thought, like again, my circle knows I love Harry Potter, and
Why do you love Harry Potter?
it's the plot behind the story. You got to know the plot in order for you to get into it. It's not about the witchcraft. It's not about the
Yeah,
magic.
but you bring that to you.
No, I was more into the plot.
But the devil always deceive you by the plot or
but
by
this was a good plot. He just wanted to be a normal person. He didn't want the riches, the fame. He just wanted to be normal.
So you don't want the riches?
For what? It's gonna bring me cousins I never met.
Girl, you want the riches. Watch your mouth. Let me tell you, my fairy godmother, Miss Linda, you watch your mouth. She's taught me that words have power. You watch your mouth.
That's true. They do have power.
They do, and
They
I
do.
know
and
that.
it's a frequency.
Yes.
But I know that my riches are gonna be just so overwhelming. I'm not gonna be able to receive them all. I'm gonna have to say, "Let me pass some to
I'll
you.
take it.
Let me pass some to
Absolutely.
you." So it doesn't matter in which way it come. I just know that it's coming, and I expect that it's coming.
Absolutely.
So, and that's just me. So that's why, like, I'm so different. I'm very different, very different.
I'm super grateful. So anyone gives me, it's a blessing and I'm grateful. I
Yes,
do like intentional gifts. I'm at the best gift that I have going right now is I have some super dynamic people in my life who are, doing this thing called life with me, whether it be friends, associates, my children. It's just a really great time to be alive for me right now.
I know that's right.
And I expect it to only get better from here.
and it's gonna be the thought that you gonna hold on to. And
Yeah, but don't bring me no BS. Don't be writing on no construction paper unless it's a love letter that you've constructed and it's strictly for me. And it better not be on construction paper. It better be in like a picture frame or something more age appropriate.
but if that's what he had at the time, Shar, take it.
No.
No, you
Krista
gotta
said
have some
no.
standards, my
Yeah.
love.
No.
That's, you know what, for
This
me,
is the part of the show
that-
where we talk about love.
that
guys.
is,
relationships.
I think I struggle with that
Towards the end.
because you're right. You're both right, because, and you have to watch your words, because you can
Absolutely.
accept a lot, a little, a lot.
Yes.
You can just keep accepting and being like, oh, it's fine, it's a thought, and I get it, we're grateful, we're appreciative, but that can make a person comfortable with not even trying to, you know what I'm
And
saying,
you're being
trying to do
disingenuous.
anything. Yeah.
You're not being authentically true to yourself. If you're just saying, "Oh yeah, I can," although I'm grateful for it, there has to be a level of intention and a standard, right? I mean, I'll take a love letter, write it out.
I love a love letter.
Right,
Yes,
but it's
write it
gonna
out with you.
it's gonna already be there in the atmosphere. So if you know that you're this dynamic person already, you know that your energy is already good. You know what you bring to the table. So what if I come to you with a gift card from Starbucks? That may be the first gift that I want to give you,
No,
but that big gift is gonna be something different because you already know who you are.
so a guy that's dating me, that's intentional about me, don't bring me a gift card. I want you, if we're in relationship, we're talking, we're spending time together. I don't want a gift card. I want you to listen to what I've said, and I want you to go and intentionally go get me a gift, something that you think is befitting to me. For me, gifts, when I wear them, I think about you. I
Yep.
feel closer to the person.
That's why I said
So-
that David Yerman.
Yeah.
So you
Don't-
said you like Starbucks. What if he got you a $300 Starbucks card?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay,
No.
I got a question, Char.
Mhm.
What if he paid attention and learned your favorite drink and brought you your favorite drink and some flowers?
That's sweet.
That's absolutely adorable.
Okay. And then there's more behind it because
And that's
you listen
intention.
Yes.
You listen.
to what
So
I like to
it's-
drink.
So I used to say about my son, all roads lead back to my son, right? Because he's self-absorbed. He's, the first kid, so he's super spoiled. And I think now in my life, all roads lead back to Shar.
I know that's right.
So I will be intentional, and I'm not asking you for anything that I won't give. If I'm intentional, if you're in my life, that means as a friend, I'm intentional about my friends. I love my friends, and I'm so grateful. I think they're the family that God allowed me to pick.
They are.
I'm intentional about the people that I'm dating or the person that I'm dating. I'm intentional about love. I'm intentional about everything I do. So I want you to be intentional about me.
I agree.
So all roads at this point in my life lead back to Shar. Don't go bring me a gift card because we've had conversations about other things. Get me a phone stand because I'm always struggling to put the phone together, right? Buy me a charger because my phone's always dying, right?
A
Always
person that
lose your
listens and pays
charger.
attention is very. It's. I love a friend that listens and pays
Yes,
attention.
Yes.
and that's why I say
You know.
my circle absolutely knows me, and it's like purple is my favorite color in the whole wide world. So whatever it is, it's gonna be purple.
I forgot your that stuff you made me go buy at the airport at the other airport.
Oh, your her.
It's a
key
whole
stuff.
bag of stuff that I got. I forgot that. It's sitting on the
Because
side
you
of my
love
bag.
me.
No, I felt bullied. So I was like, let me go.
No, you did not.
I
say
gotta
you
let
felt
everybody
bullied.
on Instagram see Shar unlocked over here because she.
Guys,
Why did you feel bullied?
I felt bullied.
So you felt that bully. You got a whole bag full of stuff.
I did. I got a bunch of stuff because I didn't know what you wanted. Like
I want it
Listen.
all.
my friend Shatara, who's absolutely amazing. You guys should meet her. Her energy is electric. I can feel it now. It says, one must understand you never attract who you want, only who you are.
That's true.
Many would say I have everything because I give everything authentically. And she really, really does.
I agree.
She is true blue. And what you see is what you get.
I agree.
And her energy is electric and it's authentic.
I agree, Shar.
And I had your jacket on yesterday, the one you gave me.
If it's not coming from that place, then you're gonna be able to see it anyway. So
Yes.
why not just be yourself? Let
Right.
people just accept you for who you are and love you for who you
Because those who are supposed to be there will be there.
are. Right. I
And
agree.
they're gonna gift you with what they know that you like or what you've said, and it's
because they
intentional.
listen.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
So
and
that's
what makes it
basically what I'm
important.
saying. So don't go buy me. So my girlfriends can get me gift cards. Although I would like a charger. My girlfriend bought me a bag of chargers the other day
Where are they?
in my car. Ask me where my car is.
Where's your car?
At home.
That's a good place for the charger to be if the phone dies, right?
Yeah, but the fact that she was like, we're not going to have this problem anymore.
And we're having it.
And I was like, oh, no, my phone's charged today.
For how long?
I was like, right. I was like, oh, so I'm not saying I'm not appreciative of a gift card because I am, but a man that I'm in a relationship with or that's trying to get to know me,
He needs to do what it takes to hold your attention.
gift card's not going to do it if we're in relation. If we're friends and we're on that basic, hey, I like you, you like me. Okay.
That's different.
But I think gift cards, when you're in a relationship, is an scapegoat. Keep your cash, keep your gift cards, go and pick something, especially for me. I want to be able to carry your bag, wear your ring, wear the outfit. I love the way I feel when I look at something.
That's
like
true.
my sister bought me a bracelet. I wear it all the time and it warms my heart every time I have it on.
Oh, you got them shoes on. You constantly looking.
Yes,
down at
and you
them
feel good. And,
like
and
my boo got me these shoes.
yes.
It's so great.
It is.
It's a great
is.
feeling. It's a great
Or you spray
feeling.
on some of that good
Thank you,
perfume.
Shatira.
My boo bought me this good perfume.
The perfume. For
My
sure.
son got me this brooch, so this little thing. So I wear it all the time, and I feel close to him. I know it sounds like cliche,
No,
but
it sounds right. I feel the same way.
yeah. So I like the intention that you went out, you thought about me, you were on the same frequency, and you bought me. You didn't just go buy me any garbage. You just bought me something. You just go buy something. You bought something especially for me.
And thoughtful friends. I have some very thoughtful friends. My girlfriends are everything.
Yes.
I mean, they're everything. I can't they give you what you say about the charger.
Yeah.
You know, you look around, it's a charger there somewhere, or nice gift cards because they know I love Starbucks too. You know, so it's just having those people around is
And the
just
best thing they
unthought of.
give me is love and good friendship.
And with that, I'm gonna get us matching We Love IRS t-shirts. I just thought about it.
Shavana, it's my birthday month, and we're going to not go there until at least let me get through the New Year love. Let me
But
continue to
this is
celebrate.
me loving you.
No, it's not. Thank you, Shatira. I'm amazing. So are you. I love my friends. Like, my friends are my family. They pump me up. They give me energy. They share their energy, and she is amazing. Everybody should know her. Like, she's amazing.
And your friends accept you wholeheartedly for who you are.
Indeed.
And that's important.
Indeed.
Yep.
So if you guys want to take the conceal and carry class, if that's an intentional gift, you can intentionally give the gift of protection. Our next class is January the 11th and 12th. Contact me for gift cards at 844-426-6232 or on all social media platforms at The Char Lewis, or email me at charlewis@thecharlewis.com. That's a little confusing, right? This has been an amazing show. I've learned so much from each one of you. And Lexi, I do need to talk to you after the show.
Oh, here we go. So you guys can find me for any of your investment properties or just real estate in general. You can find me at Crystal, CrystalLewis @kw.com, or you can always call me at 312-877-6687. And real quick, I do want to say, for all of us realtors that are out there, real estate investors, we should go get our conceal to carry. So I will be making sure that I join that class January 11th. And I hope to see you guys there at JBL Academy.
Crystal, why don't you host a class coming up for all realtors, investors, loan officers, and we will price it accordingly for Crystal.
Well, you know what? Now, see, that's what I want. She just spoke my love language. Make it easy on me. So I will be putting that together, and we will be creating that, and we'll be giving that to you guys. And I'm going to pass this mic right on over to Shavana.
And I am Shavana, your financial femme with Anointed and Appointed Accounting Services, Inc. I am on all platforms at Anointed Accounting. Website is www.anointedaccounting.com. I could also be reached at 312-837-7219.
And it's your girl, CEO Lexi, with All Things Couture. And I do want to give out one more event that I did not give out, and that is every first Saturday, the Bartend Doors, 1251 West Taylor in Chicago. There will be food and drink specials. Mention that the Super Business Women Show sent you for free entry. You can reach me at www.couturemusicmgmd.com. Alexis RC on Facebook, and at CEO Lexi Couture on all social media. Thank you for tuning into the Super Business Women Show. We'll see you next week, 3 to 5 on Saturdays.
See you, great big world out there.
Have a great holiday.
Merry Christmas.
Sweet escape, maybe you can just get away. You can have